Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to the ending of Baldur's Gate 3. We are at our celebration for surviving and winning.
I'm glad for it.
Oh,
For this.
Justin is here. Cool. I guess let's talk to Will. He's right here.
There you are, my friend. Breathe deep. Can you smell it?
Breathe deeply and take in the scents around you. I noticed the scent of sulfur. It's awful. Is that you? We'll attempt the nature check and probably fail. Where's Shadowheart for guidance when we need her? Not good enough. No inspiration either. I should have plenty of that saved up.
You take a deep breath, but you don't notice anything beyond the ordinary.
I'm not going to insult the scent of sulfur. That's probably part of just living in Avernus. So I'll just shrug.
You don't know what you're missing. The sweetness of honeysuckle. The earthiness of splitting oak. A far cry from the rancid Avernus heat that's been clogging my lungs. I swear, Karlach and I have felled enough Cambions to build a fortress with their horns. Who'd have thought that just one of those fiends held the key to escaping Avernus for good? One of them sported a map and some blueprints. If you want all the gory details, Karlach can fill you in.
Oh. Wait. Sported... Who would have thought one of those feeds had the key to escaping Avernus for good? So... blueprints for something that can fix Karlach's heart so that you guys can leave for good? Is that what the claim is? At least I'm assuming so. I've missed traveling with you. You were a pleasure to be around. How have you been faring without your warlock powers? Good question. Have you had any time to visit your father? How have you been faring without your warlock powers?
I think the splinters I made out of the last bone devil I saw speak for themselves. Not to pat myself too hard on the back, but I'm not such a bad ranger if I do say so myself.
Have you had any time to visit your father?
I've seen him more than a few times, and he's as proud of me as I am of him. He's leading the city's renewal, opened the gates to all newcomers, rebuilt the council from scratch. And he's back in his element, commanding the flaming fist with brave heart and no shortage of empathy. The likes of Gortash can bend people's minds with a few chosen words. No tadpole needed. Bane's chosen primed the fist for a war they weren't meant to win. He convinced them there was an assassin hiding in every shadow, that cruelty was the correct answer to crisis. With a few exceptions, fathers pardoned every last fist. If my forgiveness not be Tyr's will, so be it. I shall forgive them all the same. His words, not mine. He still believes in the bow and the blade, but with Floric's help, he's teaching the fist a new lesson. Valor is found not in the wounds you inflict, but in the lives that you have bettered. May they all take it to heart.
I mean, I can see the value in forgiving all of the fist for their cruelty and showing them a better path. But for all the people whose lives they ruined, they probably won't feel as good about your father just letting them off with, you know, a slap on the wrist and no real punishment. So, for the rest of the city, that's probably tough. I've missed traveling with you. You were a pleasure to be around.
I've missed you too. The rush of battles we fought, the heart-to-hearts, the nights around the fire, the comfort of knowing I didn't face the unknown alone. If I had to do it all over again, and I'd rather not, to be fair, I can't imagine not having you at my side.
Thanks. It also amused me, most of his dialogues where it's looking over our shoulder, but my horns are spread out far enough that it just blocked his whole face, so we couldn't actually see him. Good camera angles.
Well,
Right.
That's enough hell talk for the moment. The night's young. You shouldn't go wasting it. Or wasting any of the wine for that matter. I plan on downing half a bottle myself. Oh, did I say half a bottle? I meant half a dozen.
That's a lot. Speaking of downing bottles, hey Jaheira.
A beautiful...
Well now, you can make yourself presentable when you have a mind to.
That makes one of us. Ouch. Learned a lot since last we met. What kind of greeting is that? Or I missed you too, Jaheira. I've learned a lot since last we met.
I'm glad the months have not been wasted. Particularly as I spent them cleaning up the mess we made of the city. Same twisting alleys for purse pickers. Same wooden buildings ready to get burnt by next year's dragon. Same cisterns overflowing. Huh.
I heard rumors the upper city was destroyed beyond reconstruction. You're not happy to see the city restored to its former glory? It's a kip, but it's our kip. I wouldn't change a thing. I think the rebuilding's going, or what are the Harpers up to? I heard rumors the upper city was destroyed beyond recognition
The
or
upper
reconstruction.
city has been almost entirely rebuilt. That's where the gold is. Even the builder's scaffolds are cleared from the streets. No dust left to sneeze at. Baldurians simply get on with it. Stubbornness, civic spirit, plain stupidity. Perhaps all three. But nothing I will sniff at any longer. Harpers have come from half the world over to lend aid. Farmers, masons, healers. My own son, Jord, has been wooed to their ranks. Already he plans crop cycles in Worm's Crossing. Not so for my daughter. Ryan's rejoined the Flaming Fist. Temporarily, you understand. To organize the craftsmen. Though she spends more time locking up comrades for pocketing aid funds. They might learn a thing or two if they don't expel her. Again.
All's well and good, but what about you? I want to hear what you've been up to. Wait, you have children? Yeah, she's never mentioned them before, to my memory. What have you been up to?
There is still much to do. People to house. A Harper network to rebuild. I may have little love for this city, but so long as my family chooses to serve it, I can do no less. For all your travels, I hope you have arrived where you want to be. Home. Whatever that means to you.
Where we're standing now, this campsite is my home, even when I'm far away. No matter how far away I may be, the gate will always be first in my heart. My home is with Shadowheart. I would say my home is with Shadowheart. Like, the campsite is a nice reminder of our team, but it's not home. My home is with Shadowheart.
Sentiment. With the greatest affection, I can think of better ways to sour our stomachs. I must inspect the refreshments. You'll never know. Some ne'er-do-well might have tampered with the wine.
Alright. Halsin, how are you?
You would think someone of my vintage would be inured to the passage of time. Yet these past 6 months have seemed endless without your company. But now, our paths cross once more.
Let me guess, just as nature intended? Feelings mutual, I've missed you. Honestly, time's flown by, or you all sound almost sentimental considering we didn't really get along. We got along fine. Let me guess, just as nature intended?
Just as I hoped they would, more like. The Oak Father has been kind to me this past while. Yet I cannot forget the bond we all forged together. It is one that can weather any distance, any passage of time. I know it can, for I feel the longing for old friends in my heart each day.
You sound like you need a hug. You sound like you need a drink. It's life, I'm afraid we can't go back. The future is ours to write. Who knows what we might yet share together. It's a good line, but I like the, you sound like you need a hug.
I always do. Should I ever decline, assume a doppelganger has taken my place.
I don't know if we tested that out when the doppelganger did take your place.
That was more than worth the wait.
You can say that again. I'm sure there'll be more where that came from. Oof, that's quite a squeeze you put on me, Alson. You can say that again.
It was more than worth the wait? Oh, I suppose you didn't mean that literally.
No.
Now, we have much to catch up on. Do not allow me to ramble on. I am eager to hear all you've been doing.
You first, Halson. I want to hear about the life you've made, the people you've helped. I can listen to you all day, but if you insist. Finally, yes, let's talk about me. Some of these lines. Don't want to talk about it? Stay eager a little longer. Come back to you later. I want to hear about the life you've made, the people you've helped.
In that case, very well. Our community grows rapidly. In 6 months, we have turned what was once a shadowy wasteland into a true home for all. In another 6 months, I would wager the scars of the past will be entirely invisible, even to those who remember them.
That's good.
The old masonry of Moonrise Towers and Rythwin have been repurposed into new homes, and the land is rich with harvests and bountiful trees. Nature and civilization are in harmony, stronger together.
What about your young friend, whose name I've forgotten? Oliver. Sounds wonderful. Is this the balance you wished for? There must be a downside. I recall you had quite a few young wards to care for. 9 wagons of them, wasn't it? Is this the balance you wished for?
In a manner of speaking, yes. Though it is a more complex, evolving beast than I could ever have anticipated. True balance is no simple, fixed thing. I see that now. We welcome folk from all walks of life. Anyone who wishes for a new start. Naturally, it can be chaotic at times, but it is a thrilling sort of chaos. It thrives in ways I could never have dreamed of.
I'll need to see the place for myself. I'm glad you're happy. Or my turn, I suppose. I'll need to see the place myself.
You are welcome whenever you like, and for however long you please. Now, please, tell me all, and spare no details. I shall not lie. I have an ulterior motive in wishing to hear all. It is the children, you see. My charges. Their appetite for bedtime tales is greater than I could ever have anticipated. Another story, Daddy Halson. Another is the chorus that greets me each nightfall. They have all but exhausted my repertoire in but a few short months. No mean feat given the lifetime I have lived. I desperately need new material, please. My reputation is at stake.
Well, I don't know that we've been on any exciting adventures in the last 6 months. Had I known bedtime tales were a possibility, I'd have sought you out of camp. Expect you'll have a few tales that will need to wait until they're older. Alright, let's see what I have. Had I known bedtime tales were a possibility, I'd have sought you out at camp.
You would ask to be tucked in next. But whatever the intrepid adventurer needed, I would have been glad to provide.
Alright, let's see what I have.
I am all ears. Though I never cared for that phrase. A rather unsettling image.
Regale Halson with your tales of the past 6 months. The truth may be a little flat, spice it up a little. Some deception. Work out some of your recent exploits, sparing no details. Yeah, we'll regale him with the tales of the past 6 months.
You have kept yourself busy. I expected no less, in truth. I shall be able to keep the children enthralled for a few more nights yet, thanks to you. And should you wish to retell of your exploits in person, well, I shall not object to a night off. Now, it would be cruel of me to hoard you all to myself for the evening, as much as I would like to. I shall leave you to the others for now, unless there was anything else.
Tell me about Thaniel and Oliver. Do you see much of them? I was curious about them.
Quite often. They come and go as they please, but with so many playmates to avail of, they are far from strangers. They ask after you often. What you did for them will never be forgotten. I can see it in the land all around me. But more importantly, I see it in their faces whenever they visit. To make a child smile is to dabble with the power of gods as far as I'm concerned.
Still partial to roaming in bear form, I take it?
I spend half my days in ursine form. The children demand it. I had a score of them taking turns riding upon my back just days ago. I'm glad they are so comfortable with the Oakfather's creations. But they must learn that not all are as amiable as I am. A lesson for another time, though. They deserve some joy. As for roaming, that impulse has dwindled, I must admit. Perhaps because I have found where I am meant to be.
You seem more settled than I expected of you. I thought that was against your nature.
As did I, but somehow I feel like I no longer need to roam. That I have found something worthy laying roots for. Amazing what can be discovered about oneself, even at a ripe old age.
What of the Grove? Do you stay in touch?
On occasion, but I prefer not to interfere. Francesca of the High Forest is Archdruid now, and by all accounts, she has proven to be a steady and wise influence. Even Korga may yet find true balance, thanks to her influence.
Alright. Thanks.
Before you go, I have something for you. Just a little keepsake, really. Do you remember how I told you I like to whittle? I made this. Ducks are my favorite, but I thought they were particularly fitting in this case. They are migratory birds, of course, traveling far and wide with the turn of the seasons. Yet, they always find their way back to where they belong. Just like old friends find themselves back in each other's company.
It's lovely, thank you. Does it do anything? I mean, probably not. It's just a wooden duck. You're a sentimental creature at heart, you know that? This may fetch a modest price from a merchant with poor taste. Wow. It's lovely, thank you.
Just a token to remember me by. Now, I've taken up enough of your time. Go on. Enjoy the festivities. We can speak again later.
Kill for a glass of lava.
Carlax's doing push-ups.
Shit. Oh my god! He wasn't kidding. With us, you mad bastard! You brought me back! Soldier. It's really you. I've missed you, man. Like, I've really missed you. And you're so clean.
You're looking good. Everything's been in Avernus. I've missed you too. I shouldn't have let you go to Avernus without me. I should have gone with you. Well, we couldn't have dragged Shadowheart to Avernus as well. I've missed you too.
I'd say so. Can't think of who's been carrying your pack now that Kay's out of commission. Man, we had some good times. Wish Will and I had more time to reminisce, but surviving Avernus is just non-stop. Still, having him there has been incredible. You really can get through anything with someone you love at your side. Oh, but hey, guess what we found? Cambion dropped a map with directions and blueprints for Zariel's own private forge. A fucking forge! Our current plan is to get in, grab a smith, and force him to fix old Rusty. Or maybe give me a brand new model that can live outside of Avernus. You haven't seen the last of old Karlach yet, soldier.
See, far better than just dying on the dock. so glad that you might be able to fix your heart. You must be so happy. If anyone can survive Avernus twice, it's you. Hope not. Good luck, Karlach. Can I have a hug? I'm so glad to hear you might be able to fix your heart. You must be so happy.
Trying not to count my owlbears before they've hatched. But the thought of coming back to Baldur's Gate keeps me going. Can I look you up when I'm out?
Of course. Yeah, and I assume if you're here in Baldur's Gate, Damon's probably around and he'd probably be willing to help you out. He missed his forge in Avernus. So, yeah. You'd better, or I'll hunt you down myself, as long as the devil doesn't put too many holes in you in the meantime. Say our goodbyes now, one never knows what the future will hold now. You'd better, I'll hunt you down myself.
Hey, that would be kind of fun, though. High stakes hide and seek. Honestly, I'd be curious to see if you could land a blow or two. Gods, is it good to see you again. To be here together. Hard not to get used to it all over again. This won't be the last time. I promise.
Good. Alright, we've already talked to all of you.
Realize you were such a homebody, Tara.
So we've got Gale, Lae'zel, Starion's over here. Who are you, Millie? Milil? I don't recognize
I
you.
expect there have been other reunions to which I was not.
Happy Horson? I don't know you either. We've got some random strangers in our camp. Baldur's Mouth Gazette. Alright, let's go talk to Gale.
Well, well. Look what the Tressim dragged in. Professor
Tattoo's gone.
Gale Decarius of Blackstaff Academy. Educator of the esteemed School of Illusion. A pleasure to remake your acquaintance.
Illusion. So is that the school that he canonically was supposed to have? Because I made him a necromancer. But if he goes on to become an educator of illusion, maybe that's the direction he would have been better for. Good to know. See, Mystra didn't smite you in the end. Hug him. You, a teacher? I'd hardly say you set the best example for impressionable young wizards. There's some truth to that. Or sorcery. You confine yourself to the School of Illusion. I'd have thought you could teach the entire curriculum. Yeah.
I did offer, as a matter of fact.
Of course you did.
However, the Blackstaff insisted I couldn't teach every subject. Nor could the simulacra of myself I offered to create for that purpose. So I've settled for teaching the art of illusion. Magic to confound the senses. To render the impossible into reality. And to allow expression of that most magical attribute of all. Imagination. I fear my students find me somewhat intimidating due to my, explosive former reputation. I seem to put the fear of the gods into them. Or the fear of Mystra, to be more specific.
How are things with you and her?
Surrendered the crown of Carsus to her, as I told you I would. And in return, she cured me of the orb at last. Even now, I struggle to put the feelings into words. It was like exhaling for the first time after holding my breath for so very long. Of course, I haven't clarified with my students that the orb is no longer a threat. The legend of my explosive capabilities is an excellent means of controlling a classroom. Too good, if anything. I spend most of my time trying to convince them how much fun the study of magic can be. But it'd be easier to crack a smile on an intellect devourer than some of my pupils.
Huh. Don't worry, I can say from experience you're an excellent teacher. Sounds dull as old brass. Wouldn't you rather be out on another adventure? You used to take yourself rather seriously, you know. Glad to hear that. The weave is not fodder for idle study. It's dangerous and should be treated as such. No. Like, is it dangerous? And yes, but also, like he talked about, imagination. Like, you should be exploring it and excited to explore magic, not overly serious. I can say from experience you're an excellent teacher.
Ah, so you still remember our little lesson. It was at that moment, the weave connecting us, that I realized how much your friendship had come to mean to me. As it still does. You were, of course, indulging me in submitting to such a lesson. Teaching you was hardly an effort at all. Not like my present cohort of apprentices. Oh, they try their best, of course. And they can manage to stay awake.
Cheek of them. Nothing a well-placed swipe from Tara can't fix, though.
And what of you? What are you making of this newfound lease of life we earned?
I confess I found life a little too quiet since our journeys came to an end. Found the love of my life, I'd say I'm pretty happy. You haven't heard the latest tales of my heroics? Been enjoying my innate and effortless talent for magic, of course. No further education required. I mean, while we don't necessarily need a magic school to learn, we do still need to learn how to tap into our bloodline and find new ways to utilize it. So it's not just, while it is innate, I wouldn't say it's effortless. I mean, that's the whole point of leveling up as a sorcerer, is you're understanding more of your powers to the point you can cast more exotic magics. Found the love of my life, I'd say I'm pretty happy. I think that's, at least to my understanding of what we've been up to for the last 6 months, is finding and making a home. I don't know that we've been doing anything else, except with Halson, apparently we told him a lot of epic tales that I would have liked to have heard. So I'd say I'm pretty happy.
I couldn't be happier for you. A fitting reward for the sacrifices you made in getting here. I've told my students plenty of tales about our escapades. You're something of a hero to them, you know? I'll be delighted to introduce you to my current cohort as a guest lecturer, perhaps. I'm sure they'd have plenty of questions for you.
It'd be my pleasure. I respectfully decline. Sounds too much like hard work to me. Perhaps Shadowheart and I can give the lecture together. Could be fun. A cleric and a sorcerer teaching a lesson in a wizard school. Teaching magic in a classroom, a novel thought, indeed. Yes, why not? I mean, I'm not sure that he'd really be having us teach magic. I don't know. Perhaps Shadowheart and I can give the lecture together.
I don't see why not. 2 heads are better than 1. Unless you're dealing with an Etin. Of course, you'll be most welcome to stay with me in my tower. My apologies, Tara. That would be our tower. It will give us plenty of time to catch up on your adventures. I'm very curious to know what you've been up to these past months. But I suspect the telling of that tale would keep you tied to me all evening. So, in the spirit of selflessness, I encourage you to mix and mingle for now. With time enough to come.
Thank you.
To which I was not
Lizelle,
invited.
how have you been?
For 2 months I trained the Knights of the Comet. For 2 more I skewered Kithraki bellies. And for 2 more yet, I traveled through Limbo. I never imagined we'd be standing toe-to-toe on this day, in this place. Nothing but allies, I always told myself. A necessary partnership. But in spite of every strained word, every barbed glance, seeing you brings me even more pleasure than taking a Royal Inquisitor's head.
What a description. Also, you saying that we're here toe-to-toe, you don't seem fully here. It's good to see you. You're looking a bit less solid than I expected. Yeah. Your efforts to topple Blackith are well underway then? I figured the Lich Queen would be dead by now. What's the hold-up? You're looking a bit less solid than I expected.
A bit. It's It's taken a dozen Gish's talents, a few stolen psi crystals, and 10 days of effort to conjure my projection. Worth it, I'd say. I miss this place. This... Fey Run.
Where are you now that you couldn't be here in the flesh?
Shractalor.
I don't know what Shractalor is. Shractalor, I've never heard of it. Should I have? Sounds foreboding. I presume you're there on business, not pleasure. Nod your head as if the word means anything to you at all. Shractalor, I've never heard of it. Should I have?
I wouldn't expect you to. The capital city of the Githzerai, an exiled people, once kin with mine, until the madness of civil war ripped our one sky into two. Our Gish sent word of the rebellion to their god king Zareth Minyaragith through the cosmos. He's agreed to parley. It's fallen to me to secure an alliance.
Okay. Githzerai are typically a more peaceful monastic group of Githyanki, or Gith. It's physically not Githyanki. So, yeah, if you can get them on your side, that's probably going to work out well for you. Hold on, the Great World Lae'zel is on a diplomatic mission. Best choice for the job. Your tongue is as learned as your blade. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, as they say. Yeah. You're on a diplomatic mission?
Exactly the reaction I expected. My blade is keen as ever. But it was you who showed me that a proper victory doesn't always require a razor-sharp edge. Sometimes, a sincere plea is more persuasive than a dagger against the neck. Minyaragith is an ascetic. He reached out in good faith. This is his way. It is in this spirit that I must meet him. And if he refuses, I carry on. Gravity pulls me in but one direction. I am a warrior of the comet. I will not rest until I burn Vlaakith's bones to ash and smash her phylactery to pieces. My people will be free. But you've heard that refrain before. Zealous, bossy, insistent. All part and parcel of my undeniable charm.
If only Orpheus could have shared in your victories. When will I see you again? If only Orpheus could have shared in your victories.
I admit, I've longed for his guiding wisdom more than once, but I have not heard tell of him, nor has my mind felt his presence. Gith's son has been lost to the shadows. Perhaps one day, when the Lich Queen is dust, he will step into the light.
When will I see you again?
Soon. When the comet has risen. When the Lich Queen has crumbled to dust. I miss this place. More to the point, I miss you. I wouldn't even deny it with Vlaakith's vorpal blade at my neck. Though, I'd rather it not come to that. Now go. Mingle a bit. That's the word, right? Mingle. I'll be back one day. The Overgod himself couldn't keep me away.
What has become of the egg Lae'zel? Has it hatched?
So it has. And a fine man the hatchling will be. I call him Zan. Freedom. He is with the mages of Zamvardim. I trust his care to no one else. Zan's destiny will be his own to follow. Warrior, poet, explorer, scholar. His way will be the way of the comet. No chains to bind us, no lies to bury us. Liberty will be the rallying cry that unites our empire.
Okay. Already talked to Gale. Just making sure as I wander around I'm not missing anyone. Astarion.
Well,
Look who decided to turn up. I wasn't sure our withered old friend could live up to his promise. But here we are. And you're looking more delicious than ever, if you don't mind me saying. Whatever you've been doing with your time, it clearly worked wonders.
You can thank my partner for that. Being with them has been a blessing. I've been living, seeing as much of the world as possible. Everything I wanted to keep helping people. I've been trying to make a difference. I've been boring, living a quiet, peaceful life. You know me, it's been a wild few months. You can thank my partner for that. Being with them has been a blessing.
Love is a powerful tonic. And where better to celebrate our good fortune? An old haunt with old friends.
You seem happy. Have you been drinking? Last time I saw you, you were running from the sun. What happened? Well, I assume he found shade. What about you? What have you been up to? Last time I saw you, you were running from the sun. What happened?
Exactly what I feared. Without the protection of our little friends, I was just an ordinary spawn again. Burning in the sun. I fled the dock and found refuge in the shadows until night fell. Part of me was relieved you left so quickly after the battle. I felt ashamed. Like I'd lost everything. Just as you claimed your victory. I didn't want you to see me like that. But time lent perspective. It wasn't your victory, it was ours. And for all I'd lost, I'd gained so much more. I had freedom, strength, a whole new life. And it was time to live it. I've taken a turn as an adventurer and hero. It turns out no one actually cares about murder, as long as you murder the right people. And apparently I'm rather good at it.
Could have told you that. Starring one of the good guys. Who would have thought? Sure, as long as there's something in it for you. Starring one of the good guys. Who would have thought?
Let's not get carried away, darling. I'm still me. Perhaps more me than I've ever been.
You ever miss walking in the sun? So what's next for you? Going to keep living the good life? Do you ever miss walking in the sun?
I did at first. But then I realized. These shadows, this darkness, it's all a part of me. I spent too long defined by what other people did to me, the choices other people made for me. But that's over now. This is who I am. In all my glory, for better and for worse.
I'm glad to hear it. Acceptance looks good on you.
That being said, I haven't completely given up on returning to the sun. If the opportunity presented itself, well, I wouldn't say no. But until then, I am happy. We've had quite the journey, you and I. From the moment I first threatened you, I knew you were someone special. Someone to take on the world with. I will miss our time together. But then again, maybe this isn't goodbye. So much as it's, see you later, darling.
I had forgotten for a moment that that's how we met him. Was him attacking us on the beach. So we've got 4 newspapers and a chest of grateful words. Anything interesting? Thorm's army dispersed from Baldurian's borders. Interview with the new master of Ramesses Tower. Stone Lord killed by beloved ranger. Is that Mince claiming to have killed the Stone Lord? Almond Cakes of Avernus. Elturian refugees and owners of the city's newest cafe share the recipe. Harper's out of hiding. Secretive sect step forward to aid city. Side of the Foundry blast still sanctioned off, says Fist. Okay. What about you? Wave servant murder solved. Yep. Ravengard returned to full strength. The Wizard of Waterdeep, exclusive interview with Savior of the City. So that's Gale. Gondian no more. Wulbrin Bongle's Iron Hand gnomes take center stage.
I expect there have been other reunions to which I was
Gondians disband. Gond's time has come and gone. Iron Hands and Gondians rebuild city's new era of ingenuity. City caught in the center of a Githyanki war? Yeah. So they're saying that Gondians are no more, Gondians are disbanding, but also the Gondians are helping rebuild? All in a single newspaper page? Either they're gone or they're not. Hi, random instrument. Bolathamp Gdaram's Guide to Baldur's Gate. Bard seeks contributors to newest edition. I did not realize Volo's name was Bolathamp. Last holdout cultist cleared from Temple of Baal. Bodies continue to surface from the Iron Throne wreckage. I mean, we got most people out, but no, not everyone. Settlers bound for lands upriver amidst claims. Curse is lifted. That is true. Structure found beneath the House of Grief. Also true.
Oh, I would kill for a glass.
Princes encounter vampire spawn and live to tell the tale. Yeah, because there's some vampire spawn that are friendly, or were turned against their will. 6 months since the assassination of Archduke Gortash. Yeah, that's on us. Small Sun, tour new district built by Alturian refugees. New Bardic school, Tiefling founder secures upper city funding. Okay, so our Tiefling Bard made a school. Janeth House to host evening of art and culture celebrating salvation of city. So yeah, we helped her when her fiancé was possessed. Monument plan for Heroes of the High Hall. I'm assuming that's us.
Cool, fresh air.
Minthara.
By the living gods.
So, here we are. A gathering of allies at a cold campsite with no servants to attend us and few luxuries to enjoy. Oh, we could have been conquerors. We could have ruled these realms as gods.
Not my style.
Do you ever regret that we did not take control of the Netherbrain?
Not at all. You of all people should be glad the Absolute is no more. It nearly destroyed you. No, the very idea sickens me. Of course we gave it so much, or occasionally, though I fear we would not have survived the attempt. Yeah, even if we managed to take control temporarily, the Elder Brain would just be waiting for a moment when it could have broken free. Like, that's not a long-term solution. You of all people should be glad the Absolute is no more. It nearly destroyed you.
True. But what better revenge could there be than enslaving the abomination that was the author of my torment? I shall not dwell on the past, though. The future is unwritten and rich with possibilities.
What mark have you been making, Minthara?
I feared that returning to the Underdark as an apostate of Lolth would be an act of madness. Perhaps it was. If so, it is a madness that fits me well. Rebels swarm to my cause, and even if it takes centuries, I will reclaim my house in Menzoberranzan. And make the Spider Queen bleed.
Huh. So, obviously, when we broke you away from the Absolute, I thought you would have gone back to Lolth worship. But I'm assuming by Spider Queen you're talking about Lolth. And you're planning to take her down? Or by Spider Queen, is that the title of some high-ranking drow in Menzoberranzan? Don't know. Quite the ambition. We could do great things together, you and I. Sounds like you need no help from me. Yeah, we could go on another adventure. I'm not opposed to that.
I would no more allow a god to shape my destiny than I would a pigeon. You may observe my works if you lack sufficient occupations of your own. but do not interfere. Unless you wish to learn how fleeting divinity can be.
I mean, I'm not a god.
Of heroes.
I'm just an adventurer.
A fine target for our enemies.
So what's in these chests of grateful words? Official guild letter. To the hero of the realms, we have followed your adventure closely from the day you fell from that doomed nautiloid to the final blow you struck the nether brain as it loomed over the Sword Coast. We are but a humble guild who pride ourselves in telling stories, not unlike the tale to be written of you for many years to come. How inspired we have been to witness the feats, awesome and terrible, the lives you've saved and sundered, the friendships you found. Thus, we thought to extend a greeting to thank you for adventuring with such creative determination, such panache, enough to touch the hearts of each of our number. With deepest gratitude, the Guild of Great Genius. I'm unfamiliar with that guild. Letter from Barkus. I am familiar with you. To whom may concern, Withers gave me this address and said I could consider writing, thus an update. The Ironhand Gnomes are nearly beyond help, but I've managed to yoke them into something resembling a coherent force for innovation. We've been hired to assist the city's reconstruction, and our steam-powered object motorations are helping to move building supplies in every part of the city. It's nothing, really. I am well. I trust you are, too. We deserve it, after all, don't we? Marcus Root. Letter from Art. I don't remember you. To an old acquaintance, I write to you from the sunny porch of the Last Light Inn. A light breeze blows now and then. People are milling in and out, builders, visitors, and children of all ages in Helson's care. I can no longer hold a quill or eat without assistance. A kind friend is transcribing this for me. Thaniel, rejoined with Oliver, has promised to be with me when the end comes and our old songs drift on the wind, ever louder. I know I have mere days left, but I do not fear it. If not for your help, this land would still be shrouded in darkness, and I'd still be lost within it. Know that my heart is full and happy, and I'm grateful for my last moments. Do visit someday, and if you have time, stop by an old Flaming Fist grave. I know I'd love to see you. Art Kula. Okay, so he was the Flaming Fist that we helped. Forgot his name. Valeria. Salutations, I'm writing to request your help in a mysterious case that has arisen since our little Baldurian bash a half year ago. Regrettably, I've had to take the credit for dispelling the Ball cult in your absence, you understand, and I'm working on routing the remaining Ballas from our fair city. With the newly promoted Blaze Devla, Fountainhead, in tow, of course. This has made me a target. A false document bringing my name into ill repute has been made public, an alleged unpaid bar tab at the Elf Song. If you happen to be passing through with a bindle of coin, perhaps you can persuade management of my obvious innocence. Much obliged. Investigator Valeria, Sleuth of Helm. P.S. Any advice on getting Ballast blood out of cloth? My hat's not been the same since the murder tribunal. Yeah, I'm probably not going to help you. I've helped you far too many times. Ravengard, how are you? Heroes of Baldur's Gate, vanquishers of the Absolute. The city is forever in your debt. For without your valor, your audacity, your sacrifice, it would not know renewal. It is not temples and inns and homes that I speak of, but hearts. Baldur's Gate can never be the city it was before it suffered the Absolute's touch, and that is as it should be. The survivors have borne witness to their homes' near destruction. They have come to regret turning a blind eye to the cruelty Gortash disguised as safety and security, and they understand, just as I've come to understand, that trust, compassion, and unity are the foundation of Baldur's Gate. Our gates are open once more to the disowned and displaced. The Flaming Fist will learn to be true servants of the people, and I will devote myself to ridding the gate of the shameful fears that allowed evil to enter our homes and sit at our tables. Yours, Older Ravengard. Arabella. Hey, it's Arabella. You remember me, right? I do. Bone Man said I need to find balance, where creation meets ruin, where morning meets midnight. The root of all beings. Fancy talk. He was right, though. After I touched that idol in the grove, it was like a big tree started to grow in my head, and all these weird thoughts and feelings and powers sprouted on its branches like big black leaves. I had to figure myself out, so I followed the weave, like Bone Man said. I don't know how I knew what to do, I just did. After you squished the brain, Beardman showed up. Said the weave led him to me, and me to him. He's teaching me how to make sense of all the leaves on my head tree. He says I need to use magic responsibly. He also says not to call him Beardman. I'll let you know how it goes. By Beardman, I assume she means Elminster.
I am becoming accustomed to the
You would be an
taste of
excellent
sun
teacher.
fed plans.
Letter from Etvard. Don't remember you. A small extract from a self-published polemic tabloid. A note is attached to the top. I will not be silenced. E. Needling with Etvard. Friends, Baldurians, my people, consider our loss. Our lauded and benevolent patriarchs maimed, our great upper city libraries demolished, the very beating heart of our great city, the right to speak freely, dead upon the cobbles. Do you not see, my friends? Lord Gortash, formerly our greatest bulwark against the absolute, is now smeared as a collaborator. His allies and colleagues tossed aside, former publications of repute turning to censoring farces. I ask you, the pamphlet contains much the same fashion. Okay, so you just aren't happy with us. Sebastian. After so long in a vampire's cell, I had almost forgotten how to write. Never mind what to write, but what can you say? Can you guys not talk so much? What can you say to the person who unlocked your cage and gave your life back? Or gave us some kind of life, at least. After you killed Khazadar and opened our cells, we fled into the Underdark. There were thousands of us, a ravenous wave, mad with freedom and out for blood, and gods did we find blood. We swarmed every monster and unfortunate in our path, drinking what we could. We lost hundreds along the way, some to beasts, but most just disappeared into the dark. It wasn't easy, but eventually Khazadar's house spawn calmed us and took control. They found some old ruins we could call home, and we've been there ever since, building new lives for ourselves. We're not free down here. The dark will chain us forever, but we aren't the prisoners we once were either, and that's thanks to you. You looked in our cage and saw people, not monsters, and here, down in the shadows, we're trying to live up to that. Thank you, now and forever, Sebastian. Floric. I remember you, dear friend. I doubted you for so long. Perhaps you knew that already, in spite of my best attempts. You proved yourself time and again at Walking's Rest and Moonrise Towers and Worm's Rock, and still I doubted. The Netherbrain's defeat should have proven your courage, yet I was more doubtful than ever. This was a ruse, a dream, a trick. And then one eve, from the elf song, I heard it, singing. A raucous, lewd, tuneless, drunken refrain. I'd never heard anything more terrible and more beautiful. I raised my voice and joined the chorus. That was the moment all my doubts melted away and were replaced with something more valuable. Hope. Baldur's Gate will be whole again. I might have doubted you, but you never did. With proud admiration, Floric. Letters from the Gur. To the Sponastarian. Greetings from the family of Ulma, hunters of monsters and keepers of peace across Faerun. We know this letter finds you well, for although we hunt you no longer, we do sometimes keep a watch. Your restraint and control over your bloodlust has been admirable. Indeed, has been an inspiration for our children who have struggled with their own hunger. These last months have been a difficult time for our people. We protected and nurtured our children as best we can, and we have learned much. Herbs we once used to dull our foes' minds are now sedatives to ease hunger and pain. Restraint built to hold the undead now protect them from themselves. There has been a lot of pain, but a lot of progress too. Our children learned discipline and control, while we learned compassion and patience. There was a time when we would have destroyed any undead creature, our own blood or not, and called it a mercy. But then we met you. We saw that redemption was possible. Difficult, yes. Painful, but possible. You saved our children first from Khazadar, and then from us. For that, we thank you. We will watch you still, but with more admiration than fear. Walk in peace, Astarion. That is a nice letter. Alfira. Hello, friend. It's been so long, but I have the most amazing news. You know how Lacrissa was working insane hours at the Elsong Tavern? Well, she woke me up one morning all excited and told me she had a surprise for me, and took me to a house in the lower city that had a plaque hanging up outside it. A plaque with Lee Hulla's names on it, and School of Music beneath. I just burst into tears. I couldn't believe it. It was the cutest house you've ever seen, with the big open space downstairs and small loft where we can sleep. Word spread, and before I knew it, I had a room packed with trainee bards from Candlekeep to Waterdeep. Lacrissa had to quit the elf song to help out. I'm teaching night and day and fall into bed, utterly exhausted every night, and I've never been happier. Do come and visit sometime. We'd love to have you. Lots of love, Alfira. Damon. Cool. Hey there, would you mind passing this on to Karlach? Thanks a mill. Karlach, if you're reading this, you're alive. One way or another, you found a way. Thank the gods. I think of you often, wondering what's become of you. Write to me, won't you? Please. Yours faithfully, Damon. Yeah, she's looking for someone to run a forge. Damon wants to get in contact. Letter from Elminster. Gale, my boy. I can only apologize for my absence from Wither's little gathering. As you know, only the most urgent of business would keep me from indulging myself in his excellent taste in sweetmeats, and your esteemed company, of course. I was delighted to hear that you came to your senses with regard to that cursed crown, and delighted yet further when I learned that the orb's malingering presence no longer poses any threat. In that sense, I hope you feel Mystra treated you fairly. I hear you've been dabbling in a spot of educating, a noble profession indeed, and no doubt, after your adventures, you've plenty of wisdom to share. If I might offer a modicum of my own, keep your head sharp, your heart kind, and your larder stocked. After all, one never knows when an old friend might drop by. Elminster. Letter from Nocturne. Dear Shadowheart, I hope that you are happy and well. I must keep this short as I remain surrounded by Shar's followers at almost every waking moment in my new enclave. I dearly wish for you to enjoy your night spent with old friends, and I hope that you and I shall share such a reunion. I know it must seem strange for me to dwell on such heretical thoughts, yet I cannot help myself. Perhaps one day I shall find some measure of the bravery that you did, and walk away from this life. Until then, I shall keep safe and hold memories of you as my one ember of light amid an ocean of darkness. Until we find each other again, yours always, Nocturne. Would be nice if we could have gotten Nocturne out of Shar's religion, whatever. Voss. Yankee script. Tersu adorns one side of the page. The other is written in the common tongue. Shellac. Orpheus may not be with us, but the comet shines ever bright. Breath by breath, battle by battle, blackest death draws nearer. I've taken to the astral plane, slaughtered all who must be slaughtered, and spread the air's truth to every possible ear, willing and unwilling. Many Githyanki have already taken up arms as warriors of the comet. Others have remained in their enclaves or traveled to Cratius, dedicating themselves to our cause as scribes, spies, and slate scholars. But our allies do not call themselves children of Gith. Zereth do not all call themselves children of Gith. Zereth Menyar Agith, the Githzerai's God King, has requested an audience. There was a time I would have thought such a coalition unspeakable, but with the Githzerai at our side, not even the full force of the Kithraki could stop us. If Blackith is to fall, perhaps the two skies must again be made one. Boss, Rebir Kal to Orpheus, Knight of the Comet. Letter from Marina. Thought I'd reach out first for once. I finally had my baby, a beautiful boy. I can't believe I ever thought of giving him up. He screams his head off half the night, and I've barely slept, but I'm the happiest I've ever been. Other than my wedding day, of course. I decided to name him Connor after his dad. With Ethel gone, myself and some of the other hag survivors have started our own publishing house. We've only printed a few pamphlets so far, but I'm halfway through my first book. Me, an author. It's like something out of a dream. Mind you, it's all about how to kill hags, but you know what they say, right what you know. With every pamphlet we publish, more people show up to our support group. As happy as that makes me, it breaks my heart to see how much harm Ethel did. But so long as I live, another hag won't set foot in Baldur's Gate, you have my word. Anyway, the reason I'm writing isn't just to talk your ear off, it's to say thank you for saving a scared young girl who thought she'd be a terrible mother. I couldn't have been more wrong. Next time we meet, pints are on me, Marina. Letter from Nine Fingers. I'm not much for leaving my city, but it does gladden a girl's heart to be asked to the ball, so I'll thank you for that much. In my place, except a few casks of fine vintage that managed to roll their way down from the upper city in all the commotion. The rebuilding has given rise to many such happy opportunities worth discussing over a more civilized drink in my guild hall if you find yourself at a loose end. Enjoy the muck and see if you can get the High Harper to sing. You won't be disappointed. NF. Zevlor. I hope my penmanship has improved somewhat in the past months. When I first stumbled into the city, I shook so badly that I could scarcely hold the soup the priest pressed into my hands, let alone write and thank you as you deserve. It was only when the city itself began to shake that I felt my hands grow still, along with the other veterans sheltering at the temple, discards of Elturel's unworthy legions. I watched that monstrosity rise over the city. We felt no fear, only anger, disgust, purpose, and with it power. I do not know what oath we cling to now, or how long it will last, but we shall use it to ensure the city will not suffer as Elturel did, whether it wants us or not. It is more than thanks alone I owe. No words can make amends for what I did to my people, but that is as it should be. More come to the temple every day to aid in the relief efforts, and if I am permitted to work alongside them, then I'm content. Come and see us when you can, Zevlor. You took an oath as a paladin, but you don't know what oath it is? How does that work? Like you're getting paladin power from an oath, but you don't know what your oath is. Huh. And lastly, a letter from Francesca. Oakfather's blessings to you, unmet friend. You may not know me, but I know a great deal of you thanks to our mutual acquaintance Halsin. I'm Francesca of the High Forest, and I wish to thank you for all you have done in nature's service. Not only did you rescue a swath of the Oakfather's realm from the shadows, but you likewise helped turn the Emerald Grove from a dark path also. And perhaps more auspiciously of all, you unburdened my dear friend of something that had tormented him for a lifetime. Now I serve as Archdruid in his stead, while he thrives with new purpose. I shall honor all that you did for us by returning the Grove and its followers to their core principles of balance and harmony. Rest assured, those who were once tempted by darker influences shall return to the Oakfather's true word. You have my eternal thanks and admiration. Your faithful servant, Francesca of the High Forest, Archdruid of the Emerald Grove. Yes, I passed on Halsin's message to his dear friend Orm, who is most eager to come join at his new commune. I would not have believed a bear of his size could jump with excitement, had I not witnessed it with my own eyes. I expect Orm will have arrived there by the time Halsin returns from your festivities. A most pleasant surprise for him, I will wager. Those are fun. Just little notes from characters we've met throughout the story. They didn't need to put everyone physically here, but it still gave us a bit of a wrap-up of what people have been doing. Alright, Happy Horson, who are you?
The whole gang is here.
Ah, breathe deep, Pooh. The smell of heroes sings from every stone in this place. To meet again where your journey began, my friend. An honor. For Minsk and his hamster both. Oh, and for Happy also.
Yes. Honored, of course.
Yeah, I clicked on Happy, so I was confused when Minsk was talking. Withers didn't say we could bring guests. It's good to see you, Minsk, Boo2, and Happy? Who is this then? Yeah, it's good to see you, Minsk, Boo2, and Happy.
See how your very presence snatches the breath from his chest? And it is no wonder. It is just this day that Happy learned of your legend, while we gazed down upon the very city you saved.
He dangled me from the high hall, upside down, for 2 hours.
The guild should not go creeping in high places if they do not have the stomach for them, It is well for Happy the strange portal appeared when it did. Minsk's arm was growing achsome.
You're still chasing after the guild. I thought you'd made your peace with them. Glad you came. It's been too long. So this is just a random guild guy that Minsk was in the process of dealing with when they happened to fall into Wither's portal, it sounds. Which means, unlike the rest that apparently got notice of this party much in advance. I don't know. You're still chasing after the guild. I thought you'd made your peace with them.
So I have. Though it is a peace made more from blade and boot than it is any sense of brotherhood. 9 Fingers forbade any looting of the Illithid's fleshy vessels. And so Minsk guards what remains of the battle site. Even from her. But where Minsk might once have thrown any sneaking scoundrels from the tower top, now I tell them of you. How you ruled the wickedness within. How they might do the same.
Yes, I'll rule it. I'll be better.
Oh, of course. It is still for Boo to decide if they live or die.
Oh gods.
But enough, my friend. I cannot tell your tale if I do not know the whole of it. Minsk and Boo would know where you have been, what you have done.
Who cares? Give me a bloody hug. Just living my life. Now I've found someone to live it with. Happily putting all of this behind me. Finding more adventures where I can, without any tadpoles this time, thankfully. Honestly, I've been missing all of you, mostly. Who cares? Give me a bloody hug.
Embrace me, my friend! And should you feel a squirming, know that it is only Boo. Or perhaps the buffet has gone bad.
As my horn clips all the way through his head.
You are quite coated in hamster hair. Now, wherever you go, Boo goes too.
We're done with the hug. No, seriously, we're done with the hug. Amazing. Just living my life now that I found someone to live it with.
Aha, the lovebirds still nest together then? Minsk is glad. For what is life without a companion? Though I am thinking yours does not sit on your shoulders, eh? Ah, you are right, Boo. That is none of Minsk's business.
Hopefully the animation stops at some point.
We will not have you embarrassing him in front of his friends. So you ought to know the rest of the company you keep. Will Ravengard, the Blade of Frontiers, Devil-Horned and Angel-Hearted. Lae'zel of Creshkiller, true child of Gith and true friend to Boo. Though she will and say it is not so. Astarion, who is banished by the sun itself for fear his Spanish soul might outshine it. We visit him much down in the dark places, though he often moves his lair without remembering to tell Minsk where. Gale, the man who would be a god, but then thought better of it. Boo thinks better of him for it too. Shadowheart, two gods dogged at her soul, but she managed to keep it all for herself in the end. Wait, Boo, did she do something with her hair? Halsin, Archdruid of Arch somewhere. He is a much better man than he smells. And there, the champion of the Hells herself, Karlach Demon's Bane, Devil's Bane, Merkul Ball and Bane. Once the guild is made of goodness once more, Bull shall scratch the Hells wide open and find a way to bring her back.
She's already working on it.
And finally, Jahira. If this is a name you do not already know, then not even Boo can save you. Study them well, sneak thief. For the best among them will be a guide for your guild. Heroes who put the city before themselves. Who never falter in their duty. And more than this, who never arrive to a party without even a gift for the host.
But wait!
Go, my friend. Be among our friends. There is much work yet to be done before this one is fit to join them.
I definitely should not have asked for that hug, because that broke the animation bad. Alright, Milil, who are you?
Oh, hello. Let me guess, you've got some suggestions about the music choice.
Music's fine, uninvited guests or not, who are you? You seem glum. I thought bards were meant to be full of pep and joy. I'd like to hear a different song, or no, please carry on. I mean, I'm not saying that uninvited guests can't be welcome here. I just want to know who you are.
You have no idea who I am, do you? I thought Withers might have set the stage a little.
Nope. Although, presumably if I had talked to Withers first, maybe that would have changed, but I didn't. How do you know Withers?
I owe him a favor, one he is eternally invoking. I thought honoring the worthy was a fair price to pay for Withers to pull me out of the fugue plane. Alas, one purgatory to another.
What were you doing in the fugue plane?
Languishing in obscurity. Cyric knew what he was doing when he punished me for that song, the prick. Before I was banished to the fugue plane, I had song prayers coming out the proverbial ears. Guess how many I get now? None. I'm washed up, I'm afraid.
Failed religion. So is Melil a god? A forgotten god, maybe? Wait, it's all coming back to me. I know who you are. What an honor. Deception. Maybe he'd tell me more if I said this. Because the others are just kind of rude. I'm definitely not going to go with friends. If he is a god, getting him angry at me for casting friends on him would be bad.
You know. You're bloody right. It is an honor. Finally. The scribe picks an adventurer of substance, of culture. What can I do you for?
Man, I was hoping you would tell me more. The scribe. You're referring to Withers as the scribe. Capitalized. I have wondered who Withers is, because Withers seems to be a being of importance. The fact that he can just casually cast Resurrection all day for 200 gold. Nothing. Please carry on as you were.
Fantastical news. Carry on I shall.
Alright. Withers. Where are you? I've already talked to you, Will. So we still have Shadowheart to talk to, of course. Withers, I'm sure, is around here somewhere. Right? Are you hiding out in here? You are hiding out in here.
This one night is like any other, and yet different. Thou art the savior of Baldur's Gate, until such time it requires saving again. How dost thou feel?
I feel satisfied. I accomplished everything I wanted to do. I did my duty, no more, no less. Can't help but feel that some things had been left undone. Not really. Basically just the clown. I'm getting tired. I might just go to bed. I think I've caught up with everyone. What comes next? I have not caught up with everyone. I feel satisfied. I'm hoping this doesn't end things, talking to Withers. Anyway, I feel satisfied. I accomplished everything I wanted to.
I am pleased to hear it. The satisfaction of one's intention is, to my surprise, a rare accomplishment. Enjoy the revelry of the day. Thou deservest at least that much.
I suppose I'll return to the party. Yeah, so we're not done. We still need to talk to Shadowheart. Withers? Okay. It's like, did you just teleport out and we've no longer can talk to you? I think we've talked to everyone else at this point. Yeah. Hi, Shadowheart.
I didn't expect to be nervous. But seeing everyone here like this, it's strange, isn't it? feel like I must have dreamed the last few months. Now I'm waking up back in camp with my hair smelling like wood smoke and fallen leaves stuck to my backside.
Don't worry, you'll start enjoying yourself in no time. I can pinch you if you're afraid this isn't real. Your backside is just fine, trust me, I've been checking it regularly. Wow. I don't think you're up to this. Just say the word and I'll make our excuses. I can pinch you if you're afraid this isn't real.
Save it for when we're alone. Anyway, I know it's real. I know we made it. I just wish I could go back in time and reassure the old me that it would all work out. But enough introspection. This is a party. I hope we won't seem terribly boring to everyone when they ask what we've been doing this past while. A cottage in the countryside. They may have been expecting something more. Well, more.
They can expect whatever they like. I wouldn't change a thing. And yeah, everyone did ask. We're a couple. It's our duty to bore them to tears with details of our adorable home life. With all the animals you've adopted, you've plenty to talk about. You may be curious to hear how your parents are doing, after all it took to free them. Or if in doubt, I can always lie. We've been slaying dragons and making love atop piles of gold. With all the animals you've adopted, you've plenty to talk about.
What's the current count again? 4 dogs, 8 cats, 9 chickens, 6 pigeons, 4 sheep, Daphne the milk cow, that odd little squirrel that keeps jumping on my shoulder, and Buttons, of course.
You didn't specify what type of creature Buttons is. Oh, you should talk about Buttons. They'll be surprised to hear you, of all people, took in a stray wolf. Very good. See, something for everyone. Sometimes I could swear that squirrel is looking at me funny. Huh. Quite a gathering hearing it out loud. You need to get your father a gift for taking care of them while we're away. Yeah, you should talk about Buttons. They'll be surprised to hear you, of all people, took in a stray wolf.
So am I at times. But he's just a helpless pup. I don't think it was a coincidence when I found him in the woods. Far from it. It's fine. Already passed. Shah must have sensed I was enjoying myself.
So yeah, it could be that Selûne intentionally led the wolf into your path. She should try it herself sometime. They seem less frequent. Do you think maybe she might be losing interest? Kiss it better.
You'll seize any opportunity, won't you? But I suppose I've been giving you plenty of encouragement.
Kiss her, embrace her, or go take a look around, be back soon. We'll kiss her. It's been a while.
Why, I feel better already. Are you trying to make me sleepy? You know how easily I get lost in your arms.
Alright, I'll go take a look around. Be back soon.
Have fun. Just don't wear yourself out too quickly. I'm anticipating a long night ahead of us.
Alright, and with that, I think we're ready to talk to Withers again. Tell him we're done. See what happens next.
Yes?
I think I've caught up with everyone. What comes next?
What indeed? Prick up thy ears and listen. the balance of the world restored. The balance of these lives, mortal and otherwise, brought to account. Hear me, thou heroes, wastrels, friends. I have waited long to tell you these words. It is over. For now. Thou played thy part in weaving the fabric of fate itself, but for every thread you sewed, so did the gods unravel another. Sleep, rest, revel, but be ready, for thou mayst yet be needed. Until we meet again, I wish thee every possible fortune, health, wealth, love, and above all, problems worth solving.
To Baldur's Gate, to the greatest friends I could dream of. To brains without worms and a good night's sleep. Hope of more adventures to come. To the greatest friends I could dream of.
To you.
It was a nice epilogue. I'm assuming there's not any scenes to watch or anything, that it's fine for me to just click the X. Yeah, Baldur's Gate, very long game, but it's been a blast. Had a lot of fun with it. There were definitely some challenging spots. Tactician mode is madness. The things they put us against, no sane GM would do in an actual D&D campaign. But it was fun. Part of me wants to, at some future point, not now, but some future point, maybe come back and play again with the Dark Urge, because I hear that's a fairly different playthrough. Like, a lot of things change. I don't know how much it changes, but I think that could be fun. But the game's so long, I'm definitely not doing that anytime soon. But it was a good story, and I like the ending we got, the various conclusions with all of the party members felt good. I had heard that Karlach didn't have a happy ending, and so I have to say, I think her ending was pretty alright, how that all played out, with the hope of the future. So, yeah, everyone pretty much had a pretty good ending. And that's not to say that they all got the best ending. If we had Orpheus still alive, I'm sure Lae'zel's ending would be even better. But, yeah, excellent game. It was fun to play. They handled 5th edition rules quite well. There were some awkward elements. I think, yeah. Sometimes things wouldn't play out the way I intended. For instance, the movement bug, where sometimes it would show a path, but when you clicked, it wouldn't actually have the character walk that path. They'd walk a different path. That happened a couple of times to screw me over, which wish they'd sorted that out. Certainly the Jaheira bug, where she left my party but didn't leave my party and was just sort of in limbo for ages. Whatever happened there, wish that hadn't happened. So there's like some minor gripes I have with the game that hopefully a lot of them have even been fixed by this point, because there's been a few more patches. But even with the minor bugs, it was still a great game all the way through. Glad I played it. But I think that's where I'm going to leave this. Let's click the X and see if it just takes us back to the title. Or if there's anything following. There is.
the dead three. Thy faces gods, thy actions barely worthy of the name. Didst truly believe thy ploy would succeed? Didst believe I would not notice? Thou soughtst to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become mind flayers. Didst think the other gods would not notice? Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fools, everyone. The supplication of Bane, the whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel. Felled by mortals, I overestimated thee. They did not. Vermin, away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.
That was a bold speech against the dead gods. Just, yeah, you guys are pathetic. Okay, and that's it. So thank y'all for watching, and I will see you with whatever we play next. See you all then. Bye.